Hey, so there's something else I want to say. Somebody mentioned a second ago about feeling like a throwaway, you know, that other people get good things and that the person who was talking does not, and that they just get thrown away. And I'm going to try to do this without crying. You are not a throwaway. There's nothing about you that merits being thrown away. The things that this girl said sounded so much like me. I was afraid to talk to her. I mean, I did anyway, but what I mean is, I was talking to her, and my hands were shaking because I know that feeling so well. I know that feeling so well of being thrown away. I had no idea my morning was going to be this rough. I'm okay. I'm just, you know, I understood that girl. I understood that. The shit she said. And, it's like, I can't handle it. But you're not a throwaway. I know how that feels. I swear to God, I know how that feels. That's not you. You're not that. You're so much more valuable than that. And it took me so long to get over that feeling. It took me so long. Most of my life, it took me to get over that. Boyfriends were the ones who made it, who really solidified that for me. Really had me thinking, that I was just something to be paraded around and disposed of. After, a certain amount of time. But oh my God. That's all I really wanted to say was that I know that feeling, but you are not a throwaway. You come from the divine source that created everything. And that's where you go back to. There's nothing about you that is disposable. That's not it, except for the shell after you die. But what you are and who you are as a being, as an entity, as a living entity with consciousness and the spark of the divine living within you, you're not you're not a throwaway. That you are not trash. You've had people come into your life who could smell that, that feeling that you had. You've had manipulators and narcissists and people who didn't know what the hell they were doing plop down into your lap and let you know how things were going to be, because they're so damn screwed up because somebody messed them up that they can't deal with it the same way that you can't deal with it, that you're having trouble with it. They're having trouble with theirs too. The only difference is you're internalizing yours because you're not a selfish little bastard. I shouldn't say that, but I mean, you're internalizing yours because you don't want to put it on other people because you're not a jerk and you're not a narcissist. And then you've got people who are also struggling with stuff that they haven't sorted out. But the difference is they are for whatever reason, they're only thinking of them. It turns into them only thinking of themselves. I don't know how that works. I haven't figured that out yet. But it turns into that somehow. And they twist it and they just projectile vomit that shit on everybody that crosses their path. And especially good ones like us who are out here, just trying to love and be good and do things right, and things like that. And these people who are messed up like that and are just pushing on everybody else, just putting in their faces, they can smell it. They can smell it when we're trying to do that, good person thing. and really deep down we hate ourselves, which is why we're trying to be a good person, because we're trying to find a reason to like ourselves. We'll get into that later, but that's why we do that. And you've got these clowns who, like I say, are really intuitive and have a real gift of looking into somebody and seeing what's going on. And those people could change the world if they would just get their act together. They really could, because that is a huge, huge. That's a power, that they can do that. They have such a gift of being able to look within somebody and really pick out things, but they use it to their own advantage. So then you've got people like us who have had, asshole after asshole after asshole, run into our lives and say, "Oh, you okay? Oh, well, you're not feeling good. Oh, well, that's all right. Well, I'll lift you up. That's okay. No, you're a good person. You're a good person. No, you're great. You're great." But at the same time, they somehow manage to tweak it and also put in some programming, some poison, talking about, "Oh, well, you really need to get your shit together. You have a lot of work to do." And the last boyfriend I had that was real bad like that, he aggravated my PTSD to the point where I thought I was going to go crazy. Well, a lot of it made me feel crazy, but the one that I'm thinking of, who I will not name, he did some real and true damage. I don't know. I don't know how long my video would be explaining him. We'd be here all day, but he did some serious shit. And it didn't take long until I sat down in my room one day, and he was in there. I think he was in there with me. I think we were in my room. And I just sat down in my vanity and just kind of like looked out the window. And I said out loud, "I have a lot of work to do." "What do you mean?" "What do you mean, what do I mean? You've been telling me this whole time." Pay attention to your programming you're giving everybody. You're losing track. "What do you mean, what do I mean?" "What I mean is, I got a lot of shit to do. I got a lot of work I gotta do." "On what?" "Damn. Myself." "My damn self." "What's that supposed to mean?" "Jesus Christ." What I'm saying is the subconscious part of myself is screaming at you, telling you to stop fucking telling me what's wrong with me, because what's wrong with me is you. I could go on all day about this because I know how this feels. I know how it feels. And when you do that, when you sit there, because I sat there and said, yeah, something's wrong with me. There's a lot wrong with me. There's a boatload of shit wrong with me. I have so much work to do with myself. I got to fix myself. This is wrong. That's wrong. And then all of a sudden, and this is what they do. This is what they fucking do. Then all of a sudden he pops up real concerned, about my well-being. "Well, what do you mean? There's nothing wrong with you. You're a great person, blah, blah, blah. You're, whatever. There's nothing wrong with you. What are you talking about?" Now all of a sudden there's something wrong with me, and I'm this great person, I'm this great girlfriend, and I've got all these good things about myself. But that's weird, because a lot of the other fucking times I need to work on this, I need to work on that, and I'm not really that great. I'm not as great as I think I am. I'm not as powerful as I think I am. I'm not going to be as successful as I imagine I will be, or could ever dream to be. I'm really not that great. I need to stop, thinking so highly of myself. And that's funny, because I've always fucking hated myself until recently. I finally got over it, but I'm just saying, for a long ass time, I hated myself. And these clowns pick up on that shit. So they have you thinking, they run into your life and see that, you're already on shaky ground. And they say, "Oh, okay, well, I'm just going to control the shit out of this." And they have you thinking that you're, like I say, disposable and shit like that. And you've got these people walking around who feel that way. I'm disposable. I'm throwaway. I'm just for the moment. No one really wants to stick around with me. Friends or boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever. Relatives, anybody. You can get that treatment from anybody. And all I want to say is that's not true. That's not true. Nobody in this earthly realm is disposable or throwaway. It's just not. It's impossible. It's impossible. everybody here, everybody in existence right now, like I've said, comes from the ultimate divine source, the ultimate source of creation. Somebody put our asses here. I may not have the fine details worked out, but somebody put me here. Somebody put you here. There's no way that after all this shit we go through, after everything that goes on, after all the things in nature that you see, after all the, near-death experiences people talk about, where they go on the other side and see their relatives and see God, or see whatever you want to see, whatever. All the experiences people have, enlightenment, holding their baby for the first time, whatever, all that stuff. There's no way you can tell me that the place that you came from in the beginning is not somehow within you while you're here marching around trying to do stuff. I know it's hard, but I'm just saying, you've got the spark of the divine in you, no matter what. There's something in you that is magical. If you don't want to believe it, and you don't want to believe in yourself, and you don't want to believe in that, and fine, then do that. I'm not going to beg you, but I mean, I'm telling you, that's how I see it. So when you're moving around on this plane, and somebody, says something or does something and pisses you off, and you're offended and you're hurt because they didn't take you seriously, or they didn't treat you the way you wanted to be treated, or what you expected, or you weren't even sure what you wanted, and now they've done something stupid. Now you're even more confused about what you want and what you need, and they've convinced you don't deserve it anyway. With all that kind of shit, don't worry about that, because I want to put it plainly, when all this is over, you're just going to go back to source anyway, and you're going to go back to being whole anyway. Well, you're whole now, but you just can't see it yet, but you go back to all that at the end. There is no one out here can take your power or your worth or your value or anything about you away. No other clown out here can do that. You can give your power away if you think you don't deserve it, or if you think it's not there, or if you're misusing it because you can't see it. That's different. But nobody out here can just stamp you throwaway like this. They can't do it. They can't do it. This is just some other clown that can't figure things out. Don't worry about him. He's going to have his own struggles. Don't worry about that person. Just forget it. So, but yeah, anybody that's feeling disposable like that, please don't ever say that. If you're feeling that way, please come talk to me, because I don't know the years I spent feeling like that. I'm past it now. I finally figured it out, but that's not true. It's just absolutely plain and simple not true. So I just wanted to get that out there. I'm trying not to drag it out too much today because I got so much to do, but yeah, that's not it. That's not it at all. You are not disposable. Part of my coaching program that I offer is to go over stuff like that, because like I say, somebody from the past, somebody somewhere did something and had you convinced that you weren't worthy of keeping around, or weren't worthy of investing in, or weren't worth worrying about or taking care of or tending to or anything like that. Somebody somewhere along the line taught you that, and it's stuck. And nobody since then has had the presence of mind or the wherewithal or the interest, or the respect to try to work with you and sort that out. So you've been stuck in that whatever cyclone of shit, but you don't have to be there. You don't have to. So that's one of the things I like to focus on in my coaching, especially, is to learn how to let go, and especially reframe those memories and get past people who did you wrong and had you thinking a certain thing that you don't have to believe about yourself, because it's not true. It's just what some idiot said because they don't know what they're doing. To hell with that. Fuck that. Their opinion isn't shit. I'll be here 3 hours going on about this if I don't watch the clock, but that's really all I wanted to say. And so please, keep that in mind, and if this helps you out, or if you need some help or something, please get in touch with me, because I know how that feels. That disposable throwaway shit. Oh my God, I know how that feels. I spent most of my life thinking that was me, and it's not. It's not me. It's not you. It's not anybody. It never would be. It just wouldn't. We come from the divine. the source, the creator. I mean, nothing in existence is that happens in nature is worthless or throwaway or, of no value. It's just, I mean, look at all the trees outside. Look at the animals. This cat on my bed. She's not worthless. She's not a throwaway. I like that cat. It's just everything that's here and living is here for a reason. It's part of creation. It's meant to be here. So that's all I wanted to say. But I hope that helps. And thank you for listening.